Welcome back to the Make Money Making Videos podcast. What would you break that down to? Just networking with everybody, right? How do you go to a gig that you've got this gig? How do you make that into 3 more gigs after that? How do you extend this?
It's 3 things really. It's networking, making sure people know who you are and who to contact. So little things like I always carry around business cards.
Of course.
I always give them to anyone that I meet. I always give them to, and then obviously I wear merch that has my brand on it.
Awesome.
I've got a jumper that has like my logo, my website, because my logo on my website is part of my logo. So I've got logo website on the front,
cool.
A huge logo website on the back, and then it says ShotByKieran.com down the sleeves.
So
you are not
head
missing.
to toe. Yep.
Yeah, you are not missing where I'm from.
Beast.
Like,
I love it. Yeah.
So little things like that. So even if I don't give you a business card, you know where I'm from. It's on my sleeves, it's on my top, it's on the back. And then when they release the video, they go, okay, well, I was at that event. I know the guy that shot that because he was the one wearing that weird ass jumper with his logo everywhere. Yeah. I'll go on his website and I'll see how I can contact him. And that's where it worked from there. And then actually, one of the DJs that was DJing, the Shack 5 DJ, he messaged me on Instagram after the video got released, and he wants to fly me out to Marbella at the end of this month for one of his residencies, and Malia in August. So there's more work from that as well. There's 2 other jobs.
Dope.
So it's because, like I said, it's because I didn't even give my business card to that guy, but like I said, because I made sure he knew who I was by the branding that I was wearing. I didn't even say, oh, hi, my name's Kieran, I'm from ShotByKieran, whatever. I was wearing a jumper that had it anyway, so we put 2 and 2 together.
Of course. So you're just going literally heavy guerrilla branding, just fucking everywhere, in people's face. I love that. That's very much something I relate to, man. Seriously, that's something I gotta do, man. I haven't even thought of that. Is actually repping the merch with just super obvious, contact me. Looking for a videographer, ? I'm the guy, like literally just right in their face. I love that. I think, the more kind of obvious, the more out there you can be, the better, man. Literally, business cards is a guaranteed. If you don't have business cards, you should go and order them literally right now. They're so cheap, it's a piece of paper. You can carry 10 in your wallet at all times. That's like the basics of marketing, I think. And then also, if you're listening to this, people, making a fucking t-shirt is not even a bad idea, man. Making a t-shirt and a cap, whatever, is a solid idea because it's it's a uniform to essentially have people recognize you by.
It's free advertisement. Like I'm wearing a t-shirt right now that says Panavision.
Yep.
This is a cine camera making. Why would I go to a job and advertise, I don't know, Superdry, Panavision, whatever, Jack Wills? Why would I advertise them when I can advertise myself?
Boom. Talking like $1 million right there, Kieran. Speaking like $1 million.
Yeah, literally.
I love it, bro.
And people laugh like if you go on, like, for example, my Facebook. I've said for years now, I accept everyone and anyone on my Facebook because what do? I share funny memes. Great, hilarious. Or I post about where I'm working or what I'm doing. Free advertisement again. So I'm adding everyone because it's free advertisement. If they see it on their timeline, it's and then same thing with Instagram. I follow anyone, whatever.
You know what I did when I made my production company, bro? You'll probably appreciate this. My Facebook has not been the same since I started my production company 3 years ago. I went out to Facebook and I added 3,500 people. I maxed out the account, you know what I mean, of the most friends you can have. I added every person that popped up suggested in my entire area. I don't know a single person that posts on my Facebook now if I go there. Added every single person just to invite them to my fucking Facebook page. Just to invite all those thousands and thousands of people to the Facebook page. I literally decimated my Facebook. And it's a marketing tool. And if you're afraid to use that, it means nothing.
Yeah, it's 100%. It literally, it's like the t-shirt. It's free advertisement. Like, why not? It's like people laugh at like my college and university and stuff because they go, "Oh, like you're so like you're just constantly about the plug or whatever." And it's like, why wouldn't you be? Like, it's free advertisement. It makes sense. If someone wants a wedding video, they know that I do it. There you go.
Boom.
Like, it's it literally is free advertisement. What I want everyone in my course, everyone who knows me at my university, I want them to know what I do.
Facts.
Because it could potentially lead to more work. It makes sense.
100%. You want to make yourself, especially if you're living in a smaller area, you should be the video person. When people think of you, they should think that's the fucking video person. You know, like you've created a brand for yourself essentially, and that's what translates into more work. That's brand. Like sales is great if you're a salesperson and you have all the time to be cold emailing people and cold calling people and everything like that. And that's, I guess how you can be in control of bringing in your clients. But brand is how you're going to get clients when you're not trying to get clients. Your brand that speaks for itself outside of yourself. And nobody can be fucked to send 100 messages a day and then phone call 100 businesses a day and then, message people 100 times on Instagram. But setting up a brand is something that works for you when you're not even looking. Brand is huge, even if it's small, even if it's in a smaller area, right? And speaking of brands, you've worked with Red Bull, MasterCard, Ubisoft. What's some other big names? These are just three that come to my mind instantly.
X-Blades, Gloucester Rugby. Yep. Jesus, I can't think of any more now. Yeah. They've all got out of my head. Hey, but,
bro, the first few are too big. It doesn't even matter. The fact of the matter is, how do you start shooting videos for big brands like that? Especially a beginner videographer could be intimidated. Holy fuck, how would I one day do that? Break it down. How did you actually get even in the same spaces as maybe representatives of these brands so that you could represent this brand by actually creating a video?
To me, it was perfect, really. So I'm involved in esports.
Yeah.
And MasterCard last year announced their first involvement in esports where they sponsored the League of Legends World Championships.
Okay.
So it was their first time diving into esports. They've been researching it for years.
Yeah.
They'd gone to all of the League of Legends big events to kind of research it before they decided to create this partnership.
Yep.
And then they were looking for a videographer that knew the esports scene, because obviously they didn't know the esports scene. They don't know what moments to capture. Yeah. So obviously their MasterCard as a brand, they're all about, I don't know what, price for surprises.
Yeah.
Use your MasterCard here, and we might just give you a VIP ticket.
Yeah.
And so I'll know the big moments to capture for when people are excited, for when people are sad, for the reaction moments, because they don't know it. They're MasterCard. They probably never watched, like the people that are working behind them have probably never watched the game themselves. They just look at the statistics. Yeah, they just look at the statistics and how much money it could potentially make them.
It's a business move. It's all business move. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. They don't care about what happens in the game, but they do when it comes to the video because they need to know it to get the good clips. Mm-hmm. So they were looking for someone that knew the game, knew esports, and worked hand in hand. And really, that's where that came involved.
Yeah.
And the way I got that was the way that I managed to get the repeat business.
Yeah.
So obviously they've booked me again for 2 more events this year. Can't say where they are, but they'll be revealed soon.
Yeah, totally.
And basically, I said, okay, well, pay me this price, and I will bring 2 people. I'll bring myself and someone else. So you're paying for 2 people. And it was actually my missus who came with me, because she's obviously doing the same thing as me, which is amazing. She came to Napa with me to do it as well.
Wow, dope.
So it's amazing that we can have the experiences like that. So essentially I said, right, I'll bring 2 people and then we can work together. So she went off, she shot some of the videos, and then I sat in the room and I edited them all. Most of the content was turned around within 15-20 minutes of them actually staging the setup, for example. So they used to do like 1v1s. The 1v1 would be done and I'd have the video done within like 20 minutes.
Holy shit. So is that something that they're actually requesting? Is you guys actually be pumping out that content instantly so they can be doing live stuff on Twitter, Facebook and stuff, all the micro content?
Well, we had a meeting before and they said, look, we want, I don't know, they said they wanted 4 pieces of content a day, short 15-20 second videos. Four different ones of those per day. And I just said, you know what, like, I'm just going to smash that. I know 4 is probably their ideal, but I know if I was to do 4, they're going to come up with more. They're not going to, like, I didn't do it to kind of sit there and go, do you know what, if I do 4 in the first 2 hours, my day's done. I can go home. I didn't do it that way. I wanted to do it as, do you know what? If I can do 4 within the first 2 hours, they're going to come up with more, and then they're going to get more, and then they're going to realize that they're paying for more content, which in turn makes it more valuable for them to hire me again, which is exactly what happened. Within the first 2.5 hours, I'd done those 4 pieces of content, and it was like they had to call everyone out for another meeting to say, okay, well, what more video content do we need? And they actually involved me in that meeting. They was like, look, Kieran, like, what more video content do you think? Because obviously, like I said, they don't know the event. They don't. So I can go, well, okay, well, maybe we can do this, that, other, for example. And so I was coming up with ideas as well. And then in the end, they kind of just do it, and we did different videos on the different things that they had at the event, and then we went from there. So obviously, I provided value to them because they went in saying, right, we're paying him X amount, but we'll get 4 pieces of content. But yeah, they're paying me the same amount, but they're getting more. 100%. So in turn, it's not a smart business decision because I've created more work for myself. But it is because now they've booked me for 2 more events, so that's more money for me.
I 100% agree. I 100% agree, to be honest. I mean, when you're a video creator, to whip up 4 videos, then to whip up another 4 when it's only taking you 2 hours to whip up the original is really not the craziest thing to imagine in the world, right? And I think this is something I do when I do the first job is I fucking go hard on that first job. You know, if the client needs a goddamn fucking drink of water, let me grab that water for you. But that's an exaggeration. But essentially, I try to make that first project just like the biggest impression of like I'm a hard worker, I'm doing the thing, fast turnaround, everything. I try to make that first job go essentially as good as possible, and that sets you up the best for repeat business because they're gonna get the best first impression of you right off the bat. And that's 100% going to set you up for future work. But you've been in-house, haven't you? Like, you've actually been in-house, and like now you're freelance. But I remember, did you tell me a little bit about how you were in-house for a company as their main kind of video person?
Yeah. So I worked part-time for a company called Deserto. They're like an esports news outlet website, basically. And I worked part-time for them, and they employed me part-time to turn their video articles turn their written articles into a video format to go on Twitter, on Facebook or whatever. Because, and then basically, so I worked part-time for them. I worked just over a year for them part-time. But what I also did on the side was they needed videographer for an event. And obviously because they knew I wasn't just a video editor, I was also a videographer, I'd go to the events with them, and that would be on top of my salary. So I'd go there earning more money.
Okay. So
and Deserto is a big brand anyway, so it got me more links in the esports world that way as well.
Awesome. So